Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. Today what's this episode of whatever it is? I don't recall. I'll look it up later. This is an episode where I'm going to confront the most terrifying of any writer's topics. It's the blank page. I don't have anything in mind when I'm sitting down for this, and well, obviously that's difficult because I can't change or add to anything that's just blank. So, untitled. I'm going to go with the misspelling there. Untilted? That's probably not even a word. Oh, I better check my formatting here. This is one thing I probably should fix sooner or later. Indentation options, no hanging. Thank you. And also, of course, line spacing, single. There's probably a way to make that permanent, but I'm not going to focus on that. So, all writers have to confront a blank page sooner or later. You've got to start something and somewhere, and often you have a good idea because ideas float up to you while you're going about your daily tasks, doing things, and in your everyday life, or witnessing unusual events, or talking with people. These things pop up. They ferment for a while, and then they are brought to the fore. But the crucial thing with all writing is that at some point you really have to open, evade, and bleed all over the page. Metaphorically, of course. If you're doing that literally, that's very different. So, what am I going to write about? Right now, we're in the midst of the coronavirus thing. This is my last day of work because they're going to be shutting things down at 7. So I'll get back from my day job, and then I'll have however many days of pseudo vacation until it lifts. We'll see about that. I don't want to write about that. That feels too on the nose, though. It really does. So I'm staring out the window at the road and the tree in front of the house where I rent. There's a little wind chime in the shape of a dog. That's no help. All right. Well, yesterday it was raining. Let's start with that. And this is what I'm doing is a writer's technique where it's just simply flow of consciousness. Is I'm going to write until I seize upon a story somehow. And that will be how we figure out what kind of story I'm going to write. It was raining. It was raining again. That's still tepid. The rains came again. Thick drops splattered against the window as like the tears that... Alright, I need a name for a woman. I don't want to use Maria, that's overly used. Why did I think about Consuela? That's probably too much. Condetti, no. Yasolov, Felicia is amusing, but no. Deirdre's too Irish. Literally, I'm looking at my keyboard trying to figure out what names come with each letter. I don't want to use Janice. I don't want Lindsay. I'm going to use Kelly, even though I've got a friend who's named Kelly, so I'm going to have to probably change that at some point. But it's just a name, and unless it signifies something specific, you don't really have to worry about it. Spotting its widow like tears, like the tears that Kelly could not shed. Okay, so she's her coffee had grown cold. What did he get from that? Hold. I'm still held the bug. Alright. Some part of her laughed at that. But it was buried by the reality that her father was gone. Not gone as in left, though he'd done that before. No. The car accidents are common. No, it was dead. Struck by lightning. Really? Struck by lightning? We're gonna go with that? Okay, fine. Struck by lightning. In a million chance. Car accidents. Well, common. And brutal. No. Quoting. Deputy. A 1 in a million chance. The car accident is more common and brutal. And she tried to turn away from the window, just kept staring at the storm that had made her an orphan just a few hours before. Okay, so she's got a personal grudge against the storm. Well, that's difficult to portray, but whatever. Let's see. Kept staring at the storm. Alright, just a few hours before. Was it the same storm? The weather. The weather announcer. It was. It's the same lightning. No. Not really. Same drops. Just the same. Clouds. Just the same clouds. Couldn't blame that. No, she blamed her father for walking home like that. Straight from work. There's play. Let's make this a little more ambiguous. Straight from, well, she didn't know where he was going. He was found a mile from home. The blast had blown off his shoes, scorched. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Why would it matter? Damn it. Nothing mattered. Alright, so we're very much inside her head at this point. You know what I need to do with this? You know what I need to do? I need to boost this up so that people can actually read it. So, why would it matter? Damn it, nothing mattered. Cycles of grief. Part of her noted coldly. Denial, anger, negotiation, depression, then acceptance. The order could vary. What? And could slide into the other, but the start and end were always the same for people and her. Shoved thought down, the clinical thought down. It wasn't helpful. Not now. Not here. But the location didn't matter. And the location didn't matter. Why would it matter? Things happen. It wasn't helpful. Not now. Not now. Well, the location didn't matter. What she to do was get in the car and drive through that storm. Get to her father's side. He needed her. Well, no, he didn't. Wherever he was already there. Apart and away. Except couldn't let him go. Part of her imagined he had gone into the clouds. That the lightning had hurled him skyward to heaven. A wet heaven. Yeah, it's no fun actually being in a cloud. A wet heaven. Cold too, probably. Maybe. Clouds. It was a metaphor, wasn't it? She thought. She's coffee. Mug down. So much is a metaphor. This represents something we don't know, can't really understand. Want to. That's why all deaths start off as denial. Okay, that's an interesting turn. I don't know where that's going. That's why all deaths start off as denial. You can't confront it. right away. Times there's no choice. Her father had said that, talking about his time in the army. Men died. Move on. Mourn later. Mourn later. Die. So, mourn later or else more will die. Is that why she was intending to drive? That didn't want to risk the storm. To put her in the grave beside her father wouldn't be good. Comforting to think of. Perhaps one day, but not today. There was still so much to do. Why today? Why not before? Why not after? What made this day the day that the lightning struck? Chance. There's always the element of chance. However you want to see luck or fortune. Some people like to see it as an embodiment. There are gods of fortune, or you pray to, you can ask to be lucky. I mean, it's you could ask to be skilled, but to be honest, you have to make that yourself. Luck being the intersection of opportunity and skill. Okay, but let's go back to her. Why not after? What made this day the day of the lightning? Chance? What was chance, really? She didn't know. She wanted to try. A pretty enough delay while the storm passed. But her father was waiting. In the morgue. But her father was waiting in the morgue. She couldn't stay. The keys were in her hand. Her car protested, starting amid the rain. But she pulled out of her drive and headed down the street. Head down the street. Okay, so she's driving. Fine, she's driving. Have we had enough navel gazing? I think we've had enough navel gazing. The rain poured down. Bolts of thunder rumbled. Thunder rumbled. Okay. Her wipers stopped the drops windshield. They could. It wasn't enough more than creep on. With the highway out, she considered the back roads. With the highway out, she considered the back roads. Oh, good. The twisting, turning back roads that were storm dark. That was storm dark. And slick. What the hell am I doing? She thought. Then her car stalled. Alright, I shuddered. The gauges went wild. The lights surged, then went out as the engine stalled. Okay. She reached for the door handle. And the hairs at the back of her hand prickled. Typical. Perfect. Perfect. Just freaking perfect. She reached for the door handle and the hair prickled. She jerked back as a bolt of exploded into white hot light. I'd have to research how lightning strikes work on cars. Let's assume it hits, or assume it hits nears. Her eyes went numb. Eyes don't go numb. Her blinded. She felt go numb. Blinded. Felt her the rumble followed. By the time bit of her passed. Her eyes and spots danced. Her tongue tasted numb. Her limbs. She jerked back. Smoke coiled. Steam. Thank you. Steam coiled from of her car. Bolt of lightning from the hood of the car, where it had crunched and melted. A lightning bolt. Diddly. It was the same storm. Impossible. But the car was wrecked. Her hand reached for the door. And again, her hand is prickled. And again, her hand's prickled at that. The storm was still trying to kill her. So she waited. Waited until the rain subsided, until her unease vanished, and she could move her fingers toward the feeling like doom following. Alright, Dad. She thought, it killed you. Didn't kill me. Thanks for the warning. Warning. Why did she think that? Why did she think that? Because he'd been walking home. Where was his car? Did he... Was that... to him? To her? Oh God. Was this... No. Couldn't think that. It was silly. Very silly. Thunder rumbled. She waited. The storm to leave. And she could wait. She wasn't going anywhere. No. Except for was gone. A short walk back home. A call to a friend. Call to a friend. Call to not the coroner. What call to a funeral home. Back to call to a funeral home. So many calls. Her father, farewell. To father taking care. Negotiation. Let's do it. And afterward, depression. She closed her eyes and let herself weep. Till the last drops faded. Okay, there we go. I have no idea what that story's about, but there it is. It's a woman whose father was hit by lightning, and she confronts or goes out in the same storm, and her own vehicle is hit by lightning. It's extremely noticeable. I'm not sure if the storm is really vengeful. Is it just fate? Is it just? It could be a lot of things. But what it is for us is it's a start, and a start. And a start is always good, because now I can fix it, now I can change it, now I can add to the characters. Is this the start of something? Is it the end of something? It becomes a thing. And this has been a short story, and this has been Alan Writes. I hope you've enjoyed this little creative journey, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks.